Happy Wednesday, everybody. I am back with another video, Trump Tariff Live Updates. Trump announces trade deal with Japan, including 15% tariff. This was updated at 4:19 p.m. today. This is on Yahoo Finance. If you want to do your own homework and your own research, go to Yahoo Finance, type in Trump announces trade deal with Japan, including 15% tariff. I am reading the exact same article that you're about to go to. And do your homework and do your research on your own time. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get into this article. President Trump said on Tuesday that the U.S. and Japan have reached a trade deal. Trump said, "We just completed a massive deal with Japan, perhaps the largest deal ever made," Trump wrote in a Truth Social post. The president said the agreement includes a 15% tariff on imported goods from Japan, and the country will invest $550 billion into the U.S. Earlier on Tuesday, that's $550 billion. Oh my God. Okay. Earlier on Tuesday, Trump said that the U.S. had also struck a trade deal, with the Philippines, which will see the country's imports face 19% tariff into the U.S. Trump said the U.S. exports will face no import tax in the Philippines as part of the deal. The White House unveiled new details of a confirmed trade agreement with Indonesia too. Yahoo Finance Ben Worskol reports that a 19% tariff will apply to Indonesian goods, as well as a 40% rate on any transshipped goods. Officials said no tax will apply to 99% of the U.S. imports. So let me read that one more time. Reports that 19% tariff will apply to Indonesian goods, as well 40% rate on any transshipped goods. No tax will apply to the 99% of U.S. imports. The deal develops come as prospects for larger pacts with India and the European Union have soared. An interim deal between the U.S. and India before August 1st deadline looks increasingly unlikely, according to Reuters. Talks remain deadlocked due to disagreements on key agriculture and dairy products. Meanwhile, the European Union still wants a trade pact with the U.S., but the bloc said to be readying its counterattack as Trump plays hardball and makes no deal outcome more likely. EU member states are pushing for new and stringent measures to retaliate against U.S. companies. The Wall Street Journal reported while its officials are meeting this week to draw up a plan for reprisals. If they want war, they'll get war, a German official told Wall Street Journal. Trump is reportedly pushing for a higher blanket tariff on imports for the EU, throwing a wrench in the negotiations ahead of the August 1st deadline for sweeping duties to take effect. He also threatened 30% tariffs on all imports. So this is we are the 22nd of July in this video, and it doesn't really look good for Brazil all the way to about Brunei, Moldova, Japan. Japan they said it was 15% on the tariff. Indonesian. But I'm still waiting on Canada, Europe, and Mexico. Those are my three that I would like to see how it's going to take effect. Everybody else is like either it went down or it went extremely up in percentile. All right, back to the article. Last week, Trump said he would soon send letters to over 150 smaller U.S. trade partners, setting blanket tariff rates for the large group. Trump has already sent letters to over 20 trade partners outlining tariffs on goods imported for their countries. Earlier in July, Trump announced a 35% tariff on Canadian goods and followed that up with the promise of 30% duties on Mexico and the Europe or EU. The letters have at times upended months of careful negotiations, with Trump saying he is both open to reaching different deals, but also touting his letters as the deals themselves. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent on Tuesday said he expected many deals to take shape over the next several days. All right. So this is another article that we're going to read. This was before they had come to an agreement of 15%. It's pretty much the same thing. Said he reached so it's been news all day. Copper laden ships race to U.S. ahead of tariffs. Fascinating angle from Bloomberg. At least 4 ships carrying copper are trying to reach U.S. ports before August to get ahead of planned import tariffs on the metal. The shipments represent the final scramble by merchants to cash in on a lucrative arbitrage trade that has upended the global copper market since U.S. President Donald Trump first floated the idea of copper tariffs. The urgency to secure imports increased in the last 2 weeks after Trump announced the levy would be 50% starting August 1st. Bulk carrier Cadiz left Australia's Townsville port last Wednesday carrying 8,000 metric tons of refined cargo and is destined to reach Hawaii by July 30th. According to shipping data provider Kelper, the firm can't identify who owns the cargo, but said to other recent U.S. inbound shipments for the port contained chopper from Glencore PLC's Mount Isa mines. Port data showed that the Cadiz was originally scheduled to land in New Orleans, but changed its destination to Hawaii after Trump's announcement, cutting its likely voyage time by 20 days, almost. Even so, the cargo owner will be in a race against time to register the metal with local customs office once the vessel arrives. It's hard to say how efficient clearance will be in Hawaii, given that it's such a typical destination for this cargo, said Ben Ari, lead dry bulk shipping analyst at Kelper. So, I mean, they scrambling trying to get the metal to Hawaii, supposed to come to New Orleans, and here we are. We're just here, and you know, it is messed up. I don't really understand the tariffs, guys. I really don't. I want to know more. I wish that you guys were engaged with this type of stuff, but a lot of you aren't. In your 30s, a lot of you in your early 20s, I commend you for clicking on my video. It is not the best news coverage that I can give you. It's really not, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get better, I promise. Things will get better, but just to hear that metal is not going to make it, it seems like it's not going to make it. It just lets me know that Hawaii is a long time from New Orleans. I would assume, now if I go to the map, if I go to the atlas, we can probably look at where Hawaii is and we can probably track to see where that looks like. But I honestly think that's going to take a long time, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is at this point. You really can't even say anything because this is how Trump has everything. So let's read this article about Coca-Cola. CFO on tariffs we think we can manage. All right. Coca-Cola's KO CFO said the company is managing President Trump tariffs. June turned out to be a disappointing month. Coca-Cola CFO John Murphy told Yahoo Finance on Tuesday. He noted that tariffs continue to create uncertainty heading into the second half of the year. We think we can manage absorbing any of the impacts with the various levers that we have at our disposal. It's always a local decision as to how to utilize those levers, but right now, it is something that we factor in our rest of our year guidance. I apologize, my dog is barking in the background. Yahoo Finance Brook Diploma reports that Coca-Cola reported earnings for its second quarter that top forecast. Adjusted earnings per share came in at 87 cents, higher than the 83-cent analysts had expected, according to Bloomberg data. Adjusted revenue in the quarter trailed $12.62 billion compared to forecast for $12.55 billion. The company said its 5% increase in net revenues was driven by a 6% increase in prices and its mix of goods sold, along with 1% decline in concentrate sales. The company also updated its guidance, saying now expects to adjust earnings per share to rise 3% against the $2.88 reported a year ago. Its revenue for the year is expected to face 1% to 2% currency headwind, with organic sales still forecast to rise 5 or 6% for the year. All right. So they're still talking about the tariffs and the deadline extension. So they already agreed to that. I was another article that I wanted to read. Okay, the Canadian boycott. This will probably be my last article. I gotta get this video out. All right. So the Canadian boycott of U.S. spirits hurts broader alcohol sales trade group. American imports to Canada have dropped sharply due to Canadian province's boycott of U.S. spirits amid the ongoing trade war with the United States, according to Canadian Liquor Trade Group. All right, sales of the U.S. spirits in Canada dropped 66.3% between March 5, when provinces announced they would stop carrying the products in retail stores at the end of April, according to analysts by Spirits Canada. The group, which represents Canadian manufacturers and marketers of distilled spirits, said total spirit sales in Canadian fell 12.8% during the same period. The North American spirit sector is highly interconnected and intermediate, and continued removal of all U.S. spirits products from Canadian sales is deeply problematic for spirits producers on both sides of the border, said Cal Bricker, president and CEO of Spirits Canada. Several Canadian provinces pulled U.S. spirits from liquor stores in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's imposition of 25% tariffs on certain imports. So, as y'all can see, or as y'all can hear, or as y'all can read, anything imported into Canada is going to be hurt, and they're boycotting anything that, or certain items that come in from the U.S. to the Canadian board or the stores, however you want to put it. And it's just a shame, you know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for the company that put in the work. You get into the business, you start your business, you got your wine, you proud us in Walmart, Target, ABC stores, all liquor stores, and then you get hit with this, and now your brand isn't even going to touch the shelves, and now it's affecting your brand, it's affecting the stores, it's affecting the market share, the profit margins, it's just affecting your business, all because of people boycotting your brand that has nothing to do with what Trump is making, but they're boycotting it, and there's really nothing that that owner can do. Whoever made this company in particular must be pissed off. But shout out to Japan for reaching an agreement, and now I need to figure out why my dogs are barking. So with all that being said, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. I apologize that I missed 2 days of this week. I will have more information with you guys and more details and more videos coming very soon. Please be patient with me. I probably won't be able to drop but one video. And I will be back with you guys, I promise. There's a lot of things going on in the background, so I have to go attend to it. With all that being said, like I said, stay blessed by the best. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video. It's your boy, Super Rich JL. We're checking out with another video. I'm gonna continue to grind no matter what. I got a strike that's about to come off of my channel, and I'm not going to be copyright strike or infringed anymore, I promise. All right, shout out to YouTube. Follow me on all social media platforms. Got way more content for you guys, and I'm excited. So all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay blessed by the best. We out.